Let me give you some examples of falsehoods which have had real-world consequences. Myanmar. Falsehood put out that a Buddhist woman was raped by two Muslims. Within 24 hours, armed mobs, people died, wounded. Indonesia. Falsehoods spread that a Chinese woman denigrated a mosque. In less than 24 hours, angry mobs, 14 Buddhist temples ransacked, destroyed. On cryptocurrency, it's a false claim that the founder had died. Within 5 hours, $4 billion was wiped out. Let's say in the Singapore context, you put out something which says a Chinese clan has said that only Chinese can be employed. These are all factual allegations. They are untrue, then you need to move quickly. It doesn't cover, and it's important to know what it doesn't cover. It doesn't cover criticisms. It doesn't cover opinions. It doesn't cover viewpoints. If you were to say government standards are slipping, or government is to be blamed for rising inequality, or government is not giving back my CPF, or Singapore's policies are elitist, or cost of living is rising, or HDB prices are too high, or our COE prices are too high, or the ban of events is arbitrary, or human rights in Singapore is being curtailed, or we can't hold protests in Singapore. All of those are opinions, and it doesn't get caught by this bill. So let's go back. Who decides on what is true and what is false? And is it the government that makes the final decision? That is not so under the bill. The government makes the initial decision. I just explained. Within 5 hours, within 10 hours, within a day, there can be massive consequences when people deliberately put out and trade in untruths. And so has to be dealt with quickly. That's what the select committee said. So because within a few hours, the falsehoods can travel very far. So you set out the truth, ask for a correction. The government intervenes and says, this is not true. And can you please put out a correction? And if it is very dangerous, you can also ask for it to be taken down. I'm giving illustrations. And let's say the person who has put out the allegation, he disagrees and he says, no, this is true. That Chinese clan did say that it will only employ Chinese. Or it is true that such a person has died. Or it is true that such and such a bank is bankrupt. Then that can be dealt with in court. Courts decide ultimately what is true and what is false, and they will be the final arbiters. That is how issues ought to be decided. So it is completely not true to say, all sorts of opinions will be caught, or free speech will be affected, or, I cannot express viewpoints. Nor is it true to say the government is going to decide what I can say and what I cannot say. But that is, you can expect that, in any such discussions, there will be a range of viewpoints. And there is a group of people, usual people, who will immediately come out and try and confuse the picture and put out their own version, alternate reality, I call it. And we just have to tell the public what the position is. The bill is there. People can read it.